Heroes by David Bowie on Radio 2. I'm Ricky Gervais. With me, Stephen Merchant.
Hello there, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year indeed, and across from us, the little fellow who presses the buttons because, to be honest, we can't be bothered.
Yep.
Karl Pilkington.
How would you describe Karl Pilkington for people who didn't hear the show last week?
For people who didn't hear the show, Karl is, and he won't want me saying this, because he won't fully understand it, one of the most stupid men I've ever met.
Yes, that's absolutely right.
He has a perfectly round head.
Yeah.
I mean, unbelievable. You can see pictures of him. Go to rickygervais.com. We've put up some photographs, just snapshots, and honestly, his head looks like an egg.
It's not an issue though, is it?
What?
We're on the radio. Doesn't matter.
They're just trying to, paint a picture for people though, Karl. It's important.
In fact, I have painted a picture. You can go to the BBC website and you can, I think you can win that if someone hasn't already.
But can you download it as wallpaper for your computer? You can. So if you want to see a cartoon representation of Karl, then there it is.
It's an original signed by me. I mean, it's not Damien Hirst.
No, sure.
But, I mean, I think it's pretty accurate, Steve. I mean, to people who can't see it, but you can see a real photo or but that's, Karl Pilkington, one of the most stupid men alive. You know, some people still think that he's an invention.
I know.
He think that we invented him and we give him lines and stuff, as if we could do that. What, and we shaved his head as well, and made him live in Manchester for 20 years. It's...
People who've not experienced Karl before, hopefully there'll be plenty of Karl, later in the show.
Well, actually, we've got Karl doing a sermon.
Brilliant.
For, the Church of England. It's been requested, by the Church of England, which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And, I actually went and bought him a little Bible, right? He did have a Bible. He said the Bible's too heavy, it's got no pictures, so I bought him a children's Bible, which is embarrassing asking for that in Waterstones,
yeah,
for a start. And, even that was too much for him. He was going, there's 200 pages. I mean, the writing, the letters, the font was about, I'd say, half a centimetre high, right?
Yes, yeah.
And, but you've read it, have you?
I haven't read all of it. I just got some of the highlights. So he only gave it me the other day.
So we're doing the history of religion, are we? Coming up.
What do you mean?
Well, what do you mean, what do I mean?
No, I'm just doing a little taster. What the problem was, right, last week...
What do you mean, little taster? What are we trying to sell Bibles? It's the
No.
biggest selling book in the world. They don't need it. I thought you were going to do a message, a New Year's message.
No, but it's kind of been forgotten about a little bit, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Because of Harry Potter and
yeah,
stuff
you
like
say
that.
the Bible these days. It goes, what's that? What do you mean, the Bible?
No, but I'm just saying, there's probably, a lot of people out there who've sort of gone, oh, it's an old book, and once something's been around for a bit, you don't sort of visit it. It's like...
So this isn't Harry Potter we're talking about. This is the Bible.
Yeah, I know, but...
It's still very popular, Karl.
But this film's out. Do you know what I mean? There's films that have been and gone, and it's like, oh, no one's talking about it anymore, I won't bother.
So you're giving the Church of England a little bit of boost.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, it's Christmas.
Excellent, that coming up. Well,
last week, like I just asked, last week, on the show, we were, talking about the gift that you'd arranged to, for your girlfriend.
how long have you been going out with her again?
I think it's about 11 years.
11 years, your life partner, he got a gift when he left his old job of a camera. He didn't even unwrap it, he just passed it on straight away, like passed the parcel to his girlfriend. We were giving him some stick. Everyone, about 90% of people phoning and saying, you are a skinflint, it's awful. How did it go down?
She loved it.
Did you tell her?
Did she love it?
Yeah, I think she likes it,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, she didn't really have a go on it. I was playing about with it on Christmas Day.
Brilliant.
Showing her how to use it and that, and said, she's paid for a holiday for us to go away. I said, take it on that, use it. She's loving it.
Did you tell her before you gave it to her that you'd got it as a leaving gift for your previous job?
Yeah, just before. I mean, I wasn't going to, but because of last Saturday, you sort of put a bit of pressure on and stuff, and I went off and bought her a watch.
Nice.
Good. I thought a little extra.
One of those ones with a little calculator on? From a Texaco?
No, it's alright. It's like a little square Art Deco, the fella said it was.
It is nice, I've seen it.
Oh,
yeah, no,
so
but
and how did you tell her when you came in with the big news?
What about the
that
camera?
you hadn't bought the gift?
I just I said, oh, you said you wanted a camera, didn't you? And here's one I got from work. Anyway, here's another one.
Right.
So I just sort of told
Fudged
her,
it.
but moved on quick.
Brilliant. And also, you gave us the devastating news last week that just before Christmas, your mum's budgie died. How was Christmas in your household? Was it?
Little bit down. Little bit down, with any death, it's always sad, isn't it, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Particularly budgie.
Well, I mean, how long she had it? Probably lasted about 8 years or something, which is pretty good, isn't it, for a budgie?
Right.
Yeah, I think so.
Came unexpected. It wasn't ill.
Right.
And, I spoke to her the other day and I said, how's it going? 'Cause on Christmas Day she was down.
Yeah.
Been calling her up every day. And I spoke to her the other day and said, how are things? And she said, well, the other bird that's in the cage, she's got some sort of parrot that's in the same cage as it.
Right.
It's been a bit down.
Sure.
It's missing its mate. So what she did, she kept a few feathers from the budgie that died, right? She got a rock, a couple of sandwich fasteners, stuck the feathers on the rock. The other bird's happy now.
Wow.
Now I know that your mother explains everything.
And if you ever die, we just get a tennis ball, stick it on the end of a broom, she'll be happy.
Handbags and Glad Rags by Rod Stewart. That would make a good theme tune.
Brilliant.
Wouldn't
And then it would work really well, perhaps on a DVD. presumably that would still be available in the shops. Great for any, you know, New Year's vouchers you've got.
You're listening to Ricky Gervais on Radio 2 with Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington. So good Christmases, yeah, all round.
Definitely for me. Had a great time, yeah. Carl?
It's alright.
How does it rate with, what did Suzanne get you?
She got me, you see, you were having a go at me about giving her, a camera, right? Which
Was
I
given
can
to
use.
you, which was second hand.
It doesn't
Essentially
matter.
second hand.
It doesn't really matter that bit. But it's a present that both of us could use, right? And you were making me feel bad about that. That's why I got her a watch,
Yeah.
right? Which in a way I can use because I can say what time is it.
Sure.
But
Chico time, innit?
but the thing is, right? She got me a
No.
she got me a little printer.
Oh, yeah,
Brilliant.
that's good, yeah.
Well,
What, you need a little fella who works in a print shop?
just a little printer to go with a computer and that. But for me, again, that's a present that we can all be using.
You are so ungrateful.
It's not that. It's just that when it's good when you're a kid, isn't it? When Christmas is all about like your presents.
What did you want when you were a kid? What's your best present you ever had?
There's a few things. I mean, one that I always remember one Christmas, right? It was the year when computers first came out,
Right.
And there was one called the Sinclair Spectrum that I wanted, right?
What year are we talking? 80?
Must be 80, 83, 84,
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
And anyway, I think my mum and dad's got me one. It's under the tree in a big box. I'm thinking, yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
About the size of a computer. Brilliant. Anyway, Christmas Day comes, I couldn't sleep and all that, excited like you are as a kid.
Yeah.
Get up, open it. It's not the one I wanted, right?
Really?
It's not the Spectrum, it was a ZX81,
Okay.
right? So I thought, well, I've best not show that I'm disappointed in that. Even as a kid you have sort of, that thing of
You've
saying-
lost that, now you say, oh, it's not what I wanted, Suzanne, but go on.
yeah, but so I sort of, pretended I liked it and that. I thought, just play some games on it, I'll just get on with it, right? Anyway, I try and
Sure, even as a kid he had the weight of the world. I know.
His parents have saved up for it.
Look at his frown lines. Look, he's frowned since he was about 4.
Yeah.
Look at those lines.
Right? So, yeah, but this is why. You'll understand in a minute when I tell you the end of this story.
Go on.
So, I load up a computer game, which used to take about 10 minutes.
Was
right,
it on cassette?
a cassette.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a fax machine, doesn't it? Yeah.
Right? Anyway, it wouldn't load. I was thinking, what's up with this? Is it broke? Right? And I kept trying it. And my dad sort of, my mum used to get up early to open the presents with me. My dad got up at about midday, he couldn't be bothered. Right? Anyway, he comes down and
so telling. This is
the picture he paints is so
it's like
heartbreaking.
Alan Bennett or something. Or Dickens.
Yeah, or some one of those kind of 60s back, like Kathy Come Home, sort of, really
in sync dramas.
So anyway, so I'm there, right, getting frown growing and that.
Yeah.
Trying to read this book, thinking, why isn't it working? So my dad has a look, and he goes, oh, you're missing a bit. I said, what? He goes, you need a RAM pack, right? Which is a bit that you put in the back of it that gives it extra memory.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what do you
need one of
mean? I'm like, what do you mean? It's Christmas Day, right? And we're talking about the days when, like, Tandy wasn't open.
Sure.
It wasn't open for days.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like now, by lunchtime Christmas Day, everything's open again.
Yeah, sure,
right?
yeah.
Then you had to wait about 2 weeks. Everyone like had a big holiday and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh god, I actually started to be sick, right, with frustration.
Oh no!
What?
Well,
How old were you? How old were you?
Do you know what?
How old were you?
Well, like I say, I don't know. It must have been about 8 or something.
Oh.
But that thing of like, what it's Christmas Day and I can't play with it, and I had to wait for like 2 weeks, what have you. Sat over the kitchen sink, sort of going, stressing out. Hated it. It was a rubbish Christmas.
Wow. I love the idea of you go.
Stress, isn't it?
What did your dad say?
He just sort of said, look, calm down, we'll get you one when the shop's open. And it's like, yeah, but 2 weeks, isn't it?
I have never heard anyone being sick from stress.
Oh, poor little kid, just so stressed.
I don't know what to say to this guy. I mean, as soon as Christmas is over, pop in somewhere, get yourself checked out. Steve, I don't know how you pronounce his surname, Steve Toes or Steve Toze. He says, admittedly, this is the worst quiz ever.
It is the worst quiz ever.
He's still got the answers.
Nice one.
And he also says, say hello to my Mrs. Amy, who's up the duff for Christmas. Lovely, a wonderful poetic image.
That's lovely, isn't it?
Appropriate as well, baby Jesus born this year, and something or other.
Don't be going into that.
Why?
well, it's, you know, BBC and everything, you've got you know, there's a lot of people out there, different religions and that, let's not talk about little baby Jesus and that.
Why not?
But you can talk
Just
about
best,
Jesus.
just leave it.
Well, we've just been saying Christmas all the time. What are you talking about? What have you been reading?
I'm just saying.
This is like last year when I was at the Christmas dinner table with my parents, and my sister is religious, I'm not, and we were arguing about Jesus and the meaning of Jesus, and my mum said, "Will you stop arguing about Jesus? It's not the time." I was thinking, well, this has got to be the time. I
Yeah.
mean, there's no other time than his birthday.
No, I agree with you. It's,
1 and
you know,
2. I think the time to talk about Jesus is Christmas and Easter.
Easter.
That's pretty much the big two.
No,
isn't
no,
it?
it's popular at this time of the year, but I'm just saying it's best. You know, there's other people out there. Do you know what I mean? We're going out to.
But we're talking to everyone. It's just we just happen to be here at the festival of Christmas.
Right, yeah. Well, happy Christmas to everyone. That. But
Play a record,
Seth Lakeman and Fight for Favour, one of my favourite songs of the year. Isn't that beautiful?
Very nice, yeah, I've not heard it before.
On Radio 2.
Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington, Christmas Eve. You know that already, I don't know why I'm
We're
mentioning
giving gifts. We're giving the gift of song
that. Yeah,
and chat.
the gift of chat, the gift of rockbusters.
The gift of
gobbledygook.
The gift of Carl
Yeah.
to the nation. You cannot buy that. You can't bottle it. I'd like to see him bottled.
That'd be ideal.
Like a little frog.
Pickled in a jar.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. He will be one day. He will be in Ripley's.
Yes.
One day.
Yeah,
And they say he used to walk round amongst us.
Exactly.
And it's quite normal. But, let's not forget why we give gifts.
Well, yeah, just to cheer people up and that.
Yeah. No, it's because the wise men gave
Oh, okay.
gifts to the baby Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, that's why.
What would you have got the baby Jesus? I'd have probably got him tokens. And let him decide, because it's very, you know what I mean, you don't want to get anything, you know, and then he doesn't like it, wants to take it back.
Well, I'll tell you, in a recent poll Waterstones did, the favourite gift for children was Flanimals. Still available.
That's so outrageous. That's so disgraceful. It's Christmas Eve.
What would you have got in then?
Probably extras on DVD. I don't make any money from Flanimals.
Yeah.
I like the fact that, one of the wise men turned up with gold. And the other two, frankincense and myrrh, which as I understand it is what, it's like incense or something? Incense or perfume?
I don't know.
I believe that's what it is. But I just love the idea that one of them turned up, they've all got together, they've gone, okay now guys, we're not gonna spend more than 50 quid each this year, alright?
Definitely not.
Definitely not. So what have you all got? Before we go in and see him, what have you all got?
I spent a bit more than 50.
What are you talking about, man? We just said we weren't spending, we were just gonna whip round
Just got him
cheap, like
just-
a token.
No, I got him some gold.
Can't believe it, what?
Well, I'm trying to make an impression. He's the son of God.
I didn't know,
What-
but
what-
we only got I got frankincense.
And what did the other fella get?
He got myrrh, and I don't even know what that is, and I'm a wise man. Surely one of them must have been furious.
Is myrrh still popular? Gold's still very popular.
I hope so, because this is what my grand's getting this year.
Really?
Yeah, lovely.
Well,
blonde bitch.
that's why we give gifts.
do you know, like, how he got them gifts? Right?
Yeah.
Little baby Jesus.
Yeah.
Were they for Christmas or his birthday?
I don't know.
Radio 2 indeed. You heard the Pogues, Fairy Tale of New York. One of the best Christmas songs ever. I think the best Christmas song ever, and one of the best songs ever.
Absolutely. No, there's no question. about it.
It's brilliant. Do you like that, Carl?
It's alright, yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoying yourself, Carl?
What, being here? and
Yeah.
that? Yeah, it's alright. I mean, we're getting looked after and that. I can't believe, like, you know, the amount of food and that we've got here. It's mental.
Yeah, mince pies, fruit, it's all going on.
Just like a little harvest festival going on.
Yeah.
Where you take the pineapple chunks for an old lady.
Yeah. But yeah, it's going alright. I mean, I've been sort of listening to Radio 2, you know, the last few weeks,
Sure.
enjoying it and that, and sort of, you know, making sure we get the show right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We want it to fit into everybody else's shows and that.
Oh
so,
yeah, this
Yeah,
fits into everyone else's show.
I've
This
been
is,
thinking.
oh yeah, this is great. This show, this is
Right.
perfect.
Listen again, of course, on bbc.co.uk/radio 2.
But something that Wogan does, right, on breakfast, Terry Wogan,
yeah.
right? He does this little thing called Thought of the Day,
Yeah.
and I thought we could carry it on. I've like a little,
What, you're gonna do it?
just have a little thought.
Well, if you ever have a little thought, please tell us, and we'll put it up on the website.
Oh,
You want to do thought for the day.
yeah. It's a big feature, isn't it? He does it in the
Have you got one? Have you got a thought for the day you want to do, or are you just gonna when I put
Well,
Alright, well, okay, well, no, alright, well, let's have a
This
little
is gonna be
jingle.
good.
Have a little jingle. And
Okay, I don't know what the jingle is. I
no,
don't.
but just make something
okay.
up.
You listen to Radio 2, the Ricky Gervais Show, with Thought for the Day with Karl Pilkington.
Right, well, thanks for having me, right?
Brilliant.
Just like to say, you know, it's Christmas time. Just, you know, cheer someone up, have a laugh with them, make the day and that. So, happy Christmas.
That's it.
That's
Well,
your
just,
thought for the day.
you don't need to mess about, you know what I mean? Just, if you can do that today, yeah, I'll add that. If you can do that today, cheer someone up. Right?
I mean, this is quite sweet. Karl is quite sweet. You know,
Yeah.
I think I give him, I don't know, not child rights, because children are a lot more intelligent than Karl. I don't know, sort of, I suppose animal rights? No, no. Because they're
No,
sort
but
of-
it's
Well, I mean, you see, the thing is, Wogan normally has on a priest or a rabbi or a thinker, not normally the modern equivalent of, you know, Frankenstein's monster.
yeah,
so,
I know, but I've been busy. I haven't got time to. They sort of drag it out. They have like a fable or something, don't they? Cut out all that, right? Because you know they've got a lot of time on their hands when they're
Vicars.
yeah, just you know when they're in their house.
Well, not Christmas. It's their busy time as well, I'd have thought. Christmas, Vicars. Do you think they only work Sundays?
Well, yeah, again, you know, I'm always a bit worried because I don't want to have a go and that. But you know, they do all right for themselves. They get given that house to live in and that.
no, well, it's the house of God. They don't actually get to keep
No,
it.
it's not a house of God. They live next door to the house of God.
Right.
That's the house of the vicar. They usually live, joined
The
up.
house of Barrett.
Yeah, the house of Fraser. No, the vicar lives in a little vicar's house, little vicarage, and that's usually joined onto the house of God.
Yeah.
You don't get those addresses mixed up. He doesn't get all God's mail and he's going, ooh, it's for you again.
Well, I mean, you've heard now the way that Karl's mind thinks. You've heard over the last hour and 25 minutes. We've got these Coldplay collectibles and stuff to give away. If you have a question for Karl, okay, you've seen the way he thinks.
Brilliant.
A question that you want to ask him, you want to get his opinion on something. You might want to get his opinion on the supernatural, on you know,
Civil rights.
anything you want. Just get his mind work because he loves to learn. He loves to be educated. He loves to ask questions. You can text them in 88291. You can email them in gervais@bbc.co.uk.
This is an example of how Karl thinks. Once, me and Steve were talking to Karl, and we told him that they're going to be able to bring back a mammoth soon, bring a mammoth to life. He went, "You're joking?" And we thought, well, that's interesting, is it? And then we realised, I said, what do you think we said? He thought we said man moth,
A man moth.
right? And we said, what were you thinking when you thought it was a man moth? He said, I thought of a little moth with a fella's head bumping into a lamp.
Stevie Wonder on Radio 2. I wish. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington.
You wish you were Stevie Wonder.
I'd love to be Stevie Wonder.
He's great, isn't he? Well, Karl has started offending everyone, as we
Brilliant.
thought. But we've got to explain, Karl does, I mean, he honestly means no harm. He does these things that...
What bit?
What?
What for said?
Well, this is from Reverend, Gwyn Owen from Stockwood,
Yeah.
a vicar, okay? When I'm tired of being a vicar and working one day a week, maybe I'll become a DJ and do bugger all week.
And that's a vicar swearing.
Yeah, you made a vicar swear! That's how infuriated
Well, hang on a
you
minute.
are!
Why does he listen to the radio if he's busy?
He's done you, Reverend.
Oh dear!
No, no,
Anyway,
if you have a
thank
question
that.
for Karl, we're going to give away these Coldplay collectibles. If you have a question that you think will really pique his interest, really make his mind work, then you can get in touch with us, and the best question will win those Coldplay collectibles and a few other odds and ends we got knocking around.
Buy it in bottles, Richard Ashcroft on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington. Now listen up, right? It's the Sony Awards this Thursday. Now, for those who don't know, the Sony Awards are like the Oscars for radio presenters and producers and everything, right? So, and as you know, me and Steve, we love to win. We want to win this one. This is the last time the panel will be listening, so I want a good, clean, tight show,
Okay.
right? So no swearing, joking aside, no swearing, nothing controversial and nothing in bad taste, alright? Good luck out there.
Aren't we a little bit buggered then?
Well, yeah. So, alright, Karl?
Yeah, that's alright. It's just when you say things like, you know, make it a good one. Sometimes it sort of puts a bit of pressure on and things slip out that you shouldn't say and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Have you ever had that?
What, when you can't?
It's like, I'll tell
Well,
you
you
one,
can't
I'll tell
laugh
you
at a
one
funeral.
story, right? I'll tell you a couple, actually.
Go
That
on.
one's just come to mind right now, right? There was a fella who my dad was gonna meet. I don't know if I told you this before, right? But, I have told you, when it was a party, and everyone was saying, Dave's coming, he looks like Ken Dodd. But don't say anything, have I told you?
yeah, go on, what is it again?
And, everyone's like, right, and my dad's like, I've never met him, I wonder if he does look like Ken Dodd. And everyone's saying, yeah, but don't say anything.
Yeah.
Because you'll accidentally, you know, say it, and...
Young-bunctious, you might go, young-bunctious to meet you.
So, the thing is, when this fella turns up, he did look like Ken. My dad couldn't believe it. First thing he said, nice to meet you, Ken.
Oh, no.
His name's Dave. And that's the sort of thing. There was another one, right? At a station that I worked at in Manchester, right? There was this girl who worked in the newsroom, right? And she had a plastic arm, right?
Right.
And this presenter, nice bloke, he didn't, you know, he's not out to hurt anyone, went up to her, sat down, was chatting for a bit, touched the arm, said, what lovely skin you've got.
What did she say?
I mean, she's probably used to it, so she wasn't bothered. And then, right, this is brilliant. This is a sort of gaff he made on air, right? And like I say, he's a nice bloke, so he meant nothing by it, right? But he does this competition on the air, gets a caller on, right? And he's talking to the woman, saying, you know, thanks for calling in and to play, I don't know, what have I got in my pocket, or whatever they used to play on the show, right? And talking to the woman, in the background there's this noise, right? Like that, right? So he's talking, and he goes, have you got a pet parrot? She said, no, it's my Down syndrome kid.
Oh, dear. Oh.
The thing is, awards don't matter.
No, I don't think so.
Play record?
I don't think so. So, we're not out to offend or annoy.
Appropriate words there. That's the Smiths and Panic. Don't worry about it, Carl. People know that you haven't got a malicious bone in your body. So, they know it's confusion. Don't worry.
No, it did happen, so it's
I know, yeah. So, what have you been doing this week, Steve?
Well, I'll tell you what, at the beginning of the week I was, incredibly annoyed by Carl.
Why?
No, because I remember you had a little discussion with Carl a while back saying that, you thought he was lazy at times.
Yeah.
And, you know, you had various criticisms of his work.
Yeah.
And I got a call from him, he said, oh yeah, I should have told you, I had a phone call, someone said that they were trying to get hold of Steve Merchant to offer him some lucrative voiceover work. Now, you know...
That is money for old rope.
It's money for old rope.
That's you're in there for about 20 minutes, and it's thousands of pounds.
If there are children listening who are still at school, they should definitely, when the careers guy says, what do you want to do? Try and get voiceover work. Just become a voiceover artist. It is money for old rope.
Yeah.
So I can't believe my luck, because, you know, I love money for old rope.
Yeah.
And, I said, well, what's the information? He said, I don't know. I deleted the message. It was on his answer, and he deleted the message. I said, right, when did the message come? He said, last week. So he took a week to tell me that he had deleted the message.
Why, just because it wasn't for you?
I mean, I don't know how selfish that is, Carl.
No, what happened is, right, I got back off holiday. I was at home.
Yeah.
So I called up my voicemail, right, because I can do that.
Yeah.
Remote access, right, because I've got to know what's going on at work.
Of course.
Called in, it was still my day off, I was going through the messages.
Yes.
Heard one from some company saying, we're after Steve Merchant.
Yeah.
We want him to do some voiceover work.
Yeah.
Right? I can't remember the name of it, but
thanks.
I thought, right, I'll remember to tell Steve.
A week later.
It doesn't matter, does it? You still got the message, and they
what message?
Yeah, but voiceovers have to be done in the next couple of days.
I didn't get the message. All I got was, there was a company, I don't remember the name, and they phoned you the voiceover work. How does that help me? There are hundreds of thousands of media companies. You didn't take down a number, you didn't take down a name, nothing.
I was more puzzled why they'd want you to voice anything.
I don't know what.
No, but listen to that voice.
No, you must be annoyed. You must be annoyed.
I mean, talk about rubbing salt into the wound.
No, but listen to you.
Oh! God. I don't know how you think, I don't know how your mind works.
Well, I was thinking there must be a tractor sale on somewhere.
What do I care? No, hang on a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
The worm has turned.
I don't care if they want me to advertise, you know, the latest designs in pirate fashion wear. I will do a voiceover because it's money for old rope. I don't care what you think of my voice. Someone was interested. They were offering me money. And you decided arbitrarily, oh, they probably wouldn't want it, they probably made a mistake, they wouldn't like the way he talks anyway, I'll delete the message.
No, the thing is, right, I get paid...
being a girl?
I get paid to sit here on a Saturday, right, play CDs and that, help out with the show, get you decent prizes, I think I do me bit.
Sure.
Right? It isn't about running your voiceover work.
So hang on, so Carl, let me just get this right. If someone was ever to phone me, right, trying to get in touch with you, to offer you work, you'd want me to just ignore the message. That is what you're saying to me. You'd prefer that I deleted the message, I ignored it altogether. That's what you'd want for me to do. That's what you'd want me to do.
What, someone's calling you for some
Someone
work for
phoned me, they said, oh, I can't, I don't know, I'm a friend of a friend, I've got your number, Steve, love to use Karl Pilkington for an
Well, you've never
exciting
called me,
sex
so
scene.
has it happened?
Well,
Has it
well,
happened?
I'm saying in the future, if it was to occur, do you want me to just ignore it? Is that what you prefer me to do?
Well, it's not like that, though. I did tell you, I told you the message.
You didn't what? You told me a week later with none of the information I needed.
Carl, that doctor called last week, that kidney's ready for that, little girl that you were doing that sponsored walk for. I forgot to tell you.
Oh.
I hope it's still alright. They keep it on ice, don't they? I think they do.
Selfish, Carl. So selfish. And you've lost us a Sony.
Beautiful bit of Snoop on XFM, yeah? Kicking it with Ricky
old
Gervais.
school, yeah,
Sweet. Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington. What has happened to Karl? Because Karl, I thought, is this sort of sweet little buffoon, almost childlike in his ways. You know what I mean? Like Charlie Brown after some sort of head injury, and now he's. And now he's coming back like that, having a go at, not caring about voiceover work. It's like, because Heat have written about him a couple of weeks, it's like he thinks he's better than you in some way.
I do care, though. You're out of order saying that, right? Because I've sorted you out with tickets for stuff.
He doesn't turn up to.
Carl, I received a phone call. You deleted the message offering me voiceover work. You're as bad as my agent. I'm appalled by it. And I thought we were friends.
At least his agent, when he does it, is losing himself money as well.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got no comeback. You're still sweet, and to have a go at you've got a mank whine. Right?
Voice.
Like a cartoon Gallagher brother on Coronation Street. I mean, and yes, Steve does sound like a Wurzel, but that doesn't, do you know what I mean?
No.
What about Jethro? Jethro does well. Jethro gets on Des O'Connor anytime he wants.
Just has to phone Des up.
And he's on there.
Straight on
and
there.
he's whining like a Wurzel as well. So, to say that is a rubbish...
Alright, apart from that then, what else have I done? That's wound you up.
Well, that's a good starting point, because you haven't even apologised.
No, it's a shock, because that's the first time I've let you down. And I didn't really let you down, because I passed on the message.
You didn't. Well, we've been through it. You didn't pass on the message. Saying I deleted a message for you is not passing on the message. I mean, I just think what's happened is that you've got a little bit of celebrity now from the show. I mean, I've seen you being recognised in pubs and stuff, or people have come up and they said, "Are you Karl?" because they've seen Ricky. Now, it just seems to me that you are not keeping yourself grounded. You are just, you cannot deal with fame. You've not got the intelligence to cope with the celebrity, and you're just becoming this kind of ego-driven monster.
Now it's getting.
It scares me, Karl. You're not the man I remember.
Look, I put a lot of work into this on Saturday. This isn't even my proper job, right? Where were you in the week?
Oh, yeah, he's got you there.
What?
Where were you in the week? I said, let's meet up, let's, come up with some new features and that. Where were you?
Karl, you phoned me about an hour before you wanted to meet. That is not what I would call... I mean, that is arrogance right there.
That's the way I work.
That's arrogance right there. That's ego right there.
He couldn't go, but when I came in, he said, "Where's Steve?" I said, "Steve can't make it." I had to tell him why. Steve was staying in to tidy up because his landlady was coming. This he couldn't get over. He could not get over that you couldn't make it because you had to stay with your landlady. He talked about it for about the hour when we were working.
What are you talking? Last week I had a bad throat. You wouldn't tolerate that. You wouldn't accept that.
When you had a bad throat, where were you? Why couldn't we do any work then? Because you were at home with your mum and your dad.
You were on holiday, weren't you?
Why didn't you get your mum and your dad to clean the flat?
Oh, he's done it again! He's done you again, mate. Play a record.
How has he done me? What? They live in Bristol.
Yeah, the joke's on you. He couldn't get him to clean the flat.
I don't know who's laughing at who now.
Right, listen.
Can we just go back to laughing at Karl?
Okay.
Because I know where we stand there.
Okay, alright.
Do you want to,
That's the natural order of things.
I know, yeah.
The world's gone topsy-turvy.
he's stepped out of the pecking order.
Right, well, someone who I don't let down, right, are the listeners of this show. Do you want to, read out the prizes for Rockbusters? We'll get that running.
Oh, we're not doing Rockbusters again, are we?
Yeah.
Well, it was a shambles last week. We cancelled it 2 weeks ago. What?
It just, I mean, there you are right there, Rick. I mean, both you and I, and let's be honest, we're the guys with our names on the poster.
I know,
It's
yeah.
supposed to be your show, and
And
yet-
our faces.
Exactly, and yet...
we have to be on tube stations with people laughing at us.
Yeah, well, they're not laughing at me, right? They're saying
Wow,
it's a good
I don't know.
they're just-
What do you think people think of the poster, Carl? Seriously.